Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and today I'm going to answer 5 questions that nobody ever asked. Well, at least they didn't ask them this year. Yeah, there's at least one question on here that I have been asked in the past, but I didn't give a really good answer for. So let's get started right after this. Question number 1. Should I use steam or humidity on my comics before I press them? Yes. I'll explain. Sometimes you just want to, if you're just going to do the cover, you want to use steam. If it's a comic with slick paper on the inside, you want to use steam. And just on the cover, you don't want to get the inside of that comic wet, because it'll go and you'll end up with a solid piece of board. And for humidity, if you have a comic that's a little bit dry, or maybe it looks a little brittle, you want to go with humidity. A minimum of 4 hours. A lot of times I'll do longer, but 4 hours is my minimum. And that's what I do my Cerebus comics that have the water damage to them, and I don't care about the stains. I just want them nice and flat. I'll do 4 hours, and then I'll put the paper in like I do, like I should. And if it's a little bit, if the cover feels a little dry or the interior is a little dry, I'll do 8 hours. It's just all a matter of, you kind of got to get a feel for it. But yes, you should use one or the other. I actually prefer humidity whenever possible, but I don't always have time to humidify every single comic. And for those, and if it's just a matter of getting a good cover press, I'll just use steam. I also use steam when I have a dent in a comic that I need to get out. I don't have one handy. Let's take this badger here that I just removed the sticker label from. If it had a big dent right here, I would steam that area of the comic and then use a steel ball or one of my clay tools to roll it out. It doesn't matter if it's pressed in a larger area, because when you steam it and press it, that'll come. Yes, you should always use steam or humidity, and absolutely. Which one? It's up to you, but I prefer humidity over steam, but there are times when only steam is the right choice. Question number 2, distilled water or tap water? And we'll throw in RO water with the distilled, and some of the other deionized water. We'll throw that in there with the distilled water, because they don't have anything in them. Tap water is fine, but boil it first. And that might seem a little counterintuitive, but the reason you want to boil the tap water first, and it's something I hadn't thought about before, but the reason you want to boil it first is to kill any bacteria or viruses or fungus or anything else that's in that water. Bring it to a rolling boil for about 5 minutes, and then it'll be fine. And if you got a lot of chlorine in your water, that'll take the chlorine out of it too. I keep about 11 or 12 gallons on hand all the time that I have boiled, simply because they like to dump a lot of chlorine in water. But boiling is not going to take out all of the minerals. And you don't want to take out all the minerals. Like where I live, there's a lot of calcium in the water. Well, that's actually a good thing for comics because it's less that I have to add. Either one is fine, but I think tap water is actually better for the comics if you boil it first. Distilled water, not so much. Spring water would be fine because that's going to have minerals in it. But distilled water is pretty well pure water. And that means you don't have, anything you want to put into the comic, you have to add to it. If you want to add, if you want to have it buffered or add some sort of mineral, you have to add to it. You got to add calcium. You got to add other things. And distilled water tends to leach out all of the stuff that's in the comic out. That's why you end up with real thin, weak paper sometimes. Question number 3. Do you clean comics before you press them? Yes, every time. I don't care if it's a brand new comic I just bought from the store. It came out this week. I'm going to at least run a cotton round over it to make sure there's no dust on it before pressing. Cleaning includes the interior. Get yourself a soft brush. This is a drafting brush, actually, but it works great to get any debris that might be on the inside of the comic out. I'm sure you always do that. Sometimes I'll just dry clean them and then I'm ready to go. Sometimes I have to do a dry cleaning and then a little bit of a damp cleaning. When I say damp cleaning, I'm talking about, you can use Immaculate. You can use dish soap like what I do most of the time. And a little bit of water. Just a drop or two on a cotton round is all you need to do a cover. Of either one, of the water or of the soap. If you use soap, you got to use water to take it back off. And then polish it a little bit with a cotton round just to make it look just right. Press it, you're good to go. Steam it, press it, you're good to go. Or humidify, press, good to go. Number 4, how do you remove stickers from comics? There's a few ways to do that. You can use heat, a hair dryer set to high in a lot of time. You can use my preferred method, which is lighter fluid. That's what I use to take the sticker off of this. Let's see if I can figure out where the sticker was. It was over the R somewhere. I'm not sure. I think it was right in this area, but it came out really nice. All I did was use lighter fluid and a sticker removal tool and a cloth to wipe off the excess gum. You got to be careful when you do it, though. That's if you don't want to take the comic book apart. If you're taking the comic book apart, use this. Like I said, if you're taking the comic book apart already, you might as well soak it in some Best. And that's what I do. That's how I work that. Last question. This one is the hardest question for me to answer. How many comics do you own? How many comics do I own? Holy crap. I have like 180. I thought it was only 130, but it's more like 180 short boxes. 20 long boxes. Doing a little math and multiplication and trying to be conservative on my guess, over 28,000. Probably close to 30. I should have a perfect answer to that, except that I'm always getting more, so I'm never going to have the exact number. But I should have a real close answer to that within the next 60 days, because I'm trying to put all the comics I have into a file system on my computer so that I can look at the last entry, subtract 1, and that will be how many I have. Yeah. But right now, using swag, and if you don't know what swag means, that's scientific wild ass guess. I'd say 28,000 plus. Yeah, that's it. That's my 5 questions that no one asked. Well, at least not this year. We'll see you tonight on my live stream, 8 o'clock Central. I don't know. As of the recording of this, I have not yet put it up. But I will sometime tonight. This is Tuesday, so sometime tonight I will go ahead and get that listed and scheduled. So we'll see you then. Everybody, have yourself a great day and take care of yourself. And stay warm this weekend because it's going to get a little chilly. Welcome to Kollecting Kaos. My name is Today. Well, that's not right.